Good afternoon and welcome to the East Bengal ground in Kolkata. It's time for match number 8 as East Bengal FC take on Odisha FC.
in 3G Tuni.
Slightly overcast
Jersey number
conditions
9,
here in
Silinda
Kolkata,
Com.
and it has been
Jersey
that
number
sort of
10,
a season so
Theory
far for
Plaza.
East Bengal,
Jersey number 11, Grace
dwindling at
Radhankar
sixth position
Pilar.
in the Indian
Jersey number
Women's
12,
League, having
Indumati
played four
Kattar.
games and
Jersey
only
number
attaining
16,
3 points so
Shubham
far.
Kishan.
Just the one win
Jersey number 30,
out of those four
Kartika
fixtures,
Angutia.
but lots of big names
Jersey
to
number
watch out
23,
for today.
Manisha
Can they
Khanna.
get that second win of the season
Substitute for
as they play
Odisha
host
FC,
to a very strong Odisha FC side?
Rabiba Zahir.
There
Jersey number
is
6,
the East Bengal
Surekha
dressing room.
Kanhar. Jersey
Lots of
number
big names to
13,
look out for, as I
Malinda
said,
Kaviraj. Jersey number 15,
especially the
Bharti
likes of
Munda. Jersey
Shibani and
number 16,
Sulanjana, who
Sonia
have scored
Gupta. Jersey number
a
18,
couple of goals for East Bengal.
Bhaskarati
Margaret is
Patel.
always
Jersey
menacing.
number 19,
She also got a goal in
Uttam
their
Kishan.
2-0 victory versus
Jersey number
Sports
21,
Odisha, which
goalkeeper
seems like a long time ago
Shubham
now. There is
King.
Sulanjana's
Jersey number
jersey
22,
as well.
Morthingham
Melody
Family
between the
Support.
sticks has been really good as we
Team
see
coach
the players coming out
IWC
of the team bus.
Deepankar
Team
Biswas.
manager Indrani
Team manager
Sarkar also
Indrani
escorting them
Sarkar.
there. And we had a word with Deepankar Biswas, their team
Team coach
coach. Let's hear what he had to
Shashri
say.
Christian Chetri and team manager Sadhya Maneshar Paswar. Referees for today's match, referee Ranjita Devi Thincham. Assistant referee 1
হ্যাঁ,
Rakesh
আশাবাদী তো
Kumar.
বটেই। আইডব্লিউএল এর প্রত্যেকটা ম্যাচই টাফ। প্রত্যেক দিনই আমি এক কথা বলছি, অপোনেন্ট টিম ভালো সাইড, তারা ভালো রিদিমে আছে। আনফর্চুনেটলি আমরা লাস্ট 3টে ম্যাচ হেরে গেছি। তো ঠিক আছে, আজকের ম্যাচ থেকে আমরা ঘুরে দাঁড়াবো, এটাই আমরা ভাবছি। সেরকম হতে আমরা প্ল্যান সাজিয়েছি। হ্যাঁ, চেঞ্জেস আছে, আমার ফার্স্ট ইলেভেনে চেঞ্জেস আছে, দুটো চেঞ্জেস। তো আজকের ম্যাচ দেখা যাবে। চেঞ্জেস, মেনকা দেবী আজকে ফার্স্ট খেলছে, আর শ্রেয়া থাপা আজকে সাইড ব্যাক শুরু করছে।
So that was Deepankar Biswas, a couple of changes for him. As we take a look at the Odisha FC side, they have been in formidable touch. Vintuntan, Linda Com, Pyari Zaza, Grace, Indumati, all of them doing really well. Shreya Hudda as well in between the sticks. And they can put no foot wrong so far. They also arrived a few hours before kickoff here in Kolkata. And this is their first game outside Odisha. They have won 4 out of 4. And now they're looking to make it 5 to try and go top of the table. We also had a word with their team coach, Crispin Chetri. Let's hear what he has to say ahead of this encounter.
Yeah, first away game for us. So I think away games, we want to start with 3 points also. And I think our players in our dressing room, we have enough characters to come with 3 points.
Any tactical changes for today's match?
Nothing much. Like I said before, only we just want to be consistent and we want to focus on what we are doing and improve on that only.
So that was Crispin Chetri. Of course, they don't need to change too many things. They've been in such good form, Odisha FC. But now let's take a look at the East Bengal women's team warming up. It's quite a cold afternoon here in Kolkata, so definitely need to get things going. And Deepankar Biswas, who did speak in the local language, was just mentioning that all the games in the Indian Women's League are tough and they haven't had the best of form so far, but they will still be looking for the 3 points and they're backing themselves to try and get it today. Is this the day that they turn their season into something more promising than what it has been so far? And getting points at home will be very important for East Bengal as we take a look at their lineup. Melody in between the sticks. There's Thapa, Michelle, Sahena, Sarita at the back. Prameshwari, Sati, Menaka, Shibani, Devi, Margaret, and Sulanjana up top. Lots of options on the bench as well, in the form of Trisha Malik, Mamta Mahata, and Cindy and Pooja as well. And Odisha FC, they do everything with confidence and have been absolutely incredible to start off with. Between them and Kickstart FC, both unbeaten so far. Odisha, 4 wins out of 4, have not conceded a goal yet, 4 clean sheets. They can do no wrong. And today they would like to get those 3 points and go ahead of Kickstart FC, who they face later on in the campaign. That is their next encounter. So they'll be keeping one eye on that one as they try to get the 3 points here at East Bengal, which will not be easy. It never is easy for any travelling sides when they come to Kolkata. And Odisha FC have played all of their games back in Odisha. Now it's time for them to get on the road, and this is how they line up, with Huda in between the sticks, Astam, Manisha, Kishan, Sanju at the back, Kartika, Grace and Mati in the midfield, and Pyarizaza, Linda Com and Win Thun Than at the back, rather at the top, leading from the front. And this is how it stands so far. Kickstart FC have played 5 and won 4. They've drawn 1. Odisha played 4 and won 4 on 12 points. Haven't conceded with a goal difference of 8. And East Bengal there on 6th position, 3 points. And a win for them can take them to 6 points and maybe 5th position above Hops FC, who they are looking to hop over in the table. And the referees for today, Ranjita Devi will be in charge of the proceedings, along with Priscilla Tamang and Chim Chim Sarto, with the 4th official, Ruba Devi. And as we take a look at the historic East Bengal ground, home of so many Indian footballing memories, I take this time to introduce my co-commentator for this afternoon. Welcome, Junaid.
Thank you, Liam. Hello and welcome to all the viewers joining in. And what a fascinating game we have on our hands today. East Bengal FC at home taking on a very formidable side in Odisha Football Club. Like you rightly pointed out, clouds hovering the East Bengal ground, and is no different in the East Bengal dressing room. They started their campaign pretty nicely, getting a 2-0 victory against Sports Odisha and 3 defeats on the bounce for East Bengal. Could today be the day for them to start a change and get their campaign back on track? It's not going to be easy, because if you all have seen how strong Odisha FC are going in this competition. 4 victories for them from their 4 games so far, and definitely they would be eyeing for their 5th and go sit right on the top of the pile once again. Have scored 8 goals so far, coming from 6 different scorers. Confidence, consistency is what Crispin Chetri was stressing before the kickoff. And this team has a lot of characters, a lot of internationals, a lot of firepower in their starting 11 as well as on the bench. There's a couple of changes for the home team. Cindy and Trisha Malik start out on the bench, and there's Menika who's starting the game in the midfield. East Bengal in their red and yellow, and Odisha FC in their black and purple. It's definitely a mouth-watering contest, this one, because East Bengal will be fired up. They've lost 3 on the spin here. They would definitely want to come up with a strong performance. They've had a good long break. I'm pretty sure Dipankar Biswas might have got enough time to try and sort things out with the girls. How do you see panning this out, Liam? Because it hasn't been a happy story so far for the home team this season.
Well, I think it will be a very tough ask from East Bengal to try and get the 3 points today. They had a disappointing outing last time around 14 days ago, in fact, versus Hops FC right here at home. They lost that by a slender 1-0 margin. And now to come back versus Odisha FC after this 2-week break They could be slightly more refreshed, more prepared, or they could be slightly rusty in terms of match fitness. So it could go either way, but it's always an opportunity to pick up 3 points. That's how you have to look at football games, and that's exactly what East Bengal should be doing. As we see Michelle Castagna, the skipper, meeting Manisha Panna, the Odisha captain, and looks like the formalities have been put out of the way, and it will be a busy day for Michelle leading that defensive line along with Shriya and Shaina and also Sarita. And as we've seen, a few changes have been made by Dipankar Biswas, so we'll see if those really come to the forefront. And it's so important for East Bengal to not concede, and not concede early, I would say. They have conceded 8 goals so far. Odisha FC, on the other hand, have not conceded. So it just goes to show how different these two sides have started off their season. And it's going to be a busy game for someone like Melody as well, who's made so many good saves from East Bengal's point of view. And from Odisha's point of view, of course, it's about sticking to what they have been doing best, and that is winning games of football, playing a very exciting brand, and just brushing aside many of their opponents. Just waiting for kickoff here. As Ranjita Devi gets us underway. East Bengal FC playing host to Odisha FC live from the East Bengal ground, as East Bengal attack from left to right in their famous red and yellow, and Odisha FC, of course, in their black and purple kits. And Junaid, we've seen that Odisha FC have played most of their games, or rather all of them, in Odisha. And now they are, how do you think they can encounter these particular conditions?
It's going to be tough for any team, for that matter, to come out and perform in Kolkata. But teams have done it in the past, and this side has absolute quality. Whether you talk about their defensive line or going forward, they've got some top-notch internationals in their lineup, and they should be up for this challenge. Like you mentioned, it's not going to be easy for them, but East Bengal FC at the moment are struggling, and if Odisha FC could try and capitalize on, then it's going to be no different the way they have produced results so far in this league. It's Odisha FC, Ashton Morem from right. Gets dispossessed there, Sulanjana Rao on the ball, trying to drive it through from the flank. Can she get it inside the box? Sulanjana. Well dealt in the end by Ashton, but Sulanjana eventually gets it. His Parmeshwari goes down on the ground, but nothing behind that one. Odisha FC comes out with the ball. Some early pressure there being exerted from the left flank by East Bengal FC. Liam.
I think it's a positive start. They've got to be positive. There is always an advantage when you play at home. East Bengal haven't made the most of that so far in this campaign, losing the 2 games that they've played at home. Firstly 4-2 to Sethu Madurai, and then 1-0 to Hobbs FC. So today, having played a few games in this ground, they will need to make the most of that. And of course, East Bengal had such a dominant local campaign in the local league. Kanya Shri Cup just fell short of the victory this season, though. Having that kind of a season, you expected them to do well in the Indian Women's League. Hasn't been the case so far. But what better time to get things right against a side like Odisha. And let's not forget that they also beat Kickstart FC. Or rather, they also beat Odisha, Sports Odisha initially. So that first win against a Sports Odisha side would definitely have given them confidence. But then after that, the loss is not really helping them. There's Odisha playing a ball through on the chase here for Linda Com, but nicely done there. Brilliant defending from Shahena, who is one of the stalwarts in defense. She has been ever so impressive and will have to watch for those runs in behind. And Junaid, having watched so many of these Odisha FC games, how impressive have they been in the way, the brand of football that they've played?
You're talking about brand of football they've played, and I'm pretty impressed the way they have moved the ball. We've got the likes of Indumati Katresan, Grace Honhar from the middle trying to drive in. There's this Pyari Zaza up top along with Vinting Tung, one of the most experienced player on the pitch. There's a couple of players sitting out on the bench as well. There's Jasoda Munda who's out, who starts on the bench, and they've been absolutely impressive as well as the back line. Not to forget Shreya Hura has maintained 4 clean sheets so far. On the other hand, East Bengal FC, yes, they have players. There's Sulanjana Rao, there's Tulsi Hemram who's starting on the bench. They've scored 30 goals in between them in the Kanya Shri Cup this season. 5 hat-tricks between both those players. They've got the firepower to score goals, but they haven't had that formation going perhaps. East Bengal FC haven't put in the right strides as yet. Even in the last fixture, couldn't quite move the ball into those decent areas. Here's Pyari Zaza against Michelle there. Michelle marshalling out well in the end. Goes out for a corner. First of the game for Odisha FC. They've been deadly from these set pieces. It's going to be Astam to take this one. It's Manisha, Linda, Vinting, Pyari, everybody inside the box. In comes the ball. Chance! 1-0 for Odisha FC. What a strike that is. That was a brilliant delivery inside the box, targeting that 6-yard area. It looks like it's Julie Kishan who's on the score sheet early on in the match. That was a brilliant ball targeting those black and purple shirts, Liam, and 6 minutes into the game, the deadlock is already broken.
Absolutely a fantastic ball from Astam. You have to question the defending there from East Bengal. Julie Kishan was all alone at the back post, and to make matters worse for East Bengal, there were 3 players just ahead of her, all of them going for the ball, not judging the flight. And credit to Julie, because it was not an easy finish. Instead of going with the head or with the feet, kind of tied the ball in or used her knees and finished it quite well, in fact. And what a dream start for Odisha FC. They have been so good, and that just goes to show as they go for another one here. This could be number 2. This should be number 2. What a save though from Melody. But Odisha FC could get the second. It's just over the top. What a chance. But yet again, it's Melody for East Bengal, keeping them in the game. First the save, and then I think it was Kartika who went to chip it whilst Melody was still trying to gather the ball. Brilliant move. And Odisha should be 2 up here, Junaid. What a start from them.
Well, it's a dream start. It's an Odisha-like a start. Well, these girls in black and purple are off and running here at the East Bengal ground. That should have definitely been 2-0. A good opportunity there. Melody keeping them in the game at the moment. Well, I fear if it stays the way it is at the moment, we are in for some goals in this game, Liam, because this team is known for scoring goals, and they have quality going forward, and we have just seen the example of that. Lincoln beautifully there, Indumati Katures and Pyari Zaza. Melody came off her lines to block that shot from Kartika Angamutu. There's Sanju Yadav on the ball. Goes all the way back to Shreya Hura. Shabani giving it a chase. Back with Sanju, beg your pardon. Couldn't quite keep it in. It's a good tempo to the game early on. Both teams trying to go for it. Sulanjana getting inside the box early on, and it's been Odisha FC since the first minute, Liam, because the way they have started, they are looking hungrier for more.
Absolutely, Junaid, they are on a mission. And they want to take the game away from East Bengal before they even have a sniff. Playing the ball through initially for Pyarizaza. That was a good save for Melody. Kartika could have finished it. A bit of pressure there on Melody. Ball straight towards Win. Here's Linda. Gonna take some striking there to beat Melody from a distance. But you can see that Odisha FC are very positive. We've said that their attitude and the brand of football that they're playing has been good. And even in the set pieces, putting the ball into the right area, attacking it, making sure there's a plan, somebody at the first post, somebody at the second post. Everything is well thought out. And credit is got to be given to Crispin Chetri, of course. What a start from his side. Not only today, but in the campaign in general. And of course, the players have to take the credit as well. As East Bengal try to move forward, that will be a quick foul. Just trying to move past there. On the left-hand side was Sulanjana, who will try to lead the charge along with Margaret to try and come back for East Bengal. And 10 minutes in, it's looking bleak. Odisha will keep pushing, and if they can get a second goal within the next 10 minutes, then you have to say that East Bengal might just struggle to get this one back, Junaid.
It's going to be a mountain for them to climb if they concede another one here, because defensively as well, they are a well-coordinated side. Odisha FC. There's a Kartika on the ball. Plays it towards Indumati. Indumati with a lob. Trying to find the run of Winthingtung. Winthing eventually gets there. Goes through with a strike. Wasn't going to get it from there on, Winthingtung. 5 shots so far in the span of 11 minutes. Now East Bengal FC are not sure what has hit them so early on in the game. Yes, Melody. Goes airborne this time. Sanju Yadav gets it towards Grace. Grace back with Sanju. There's Sanju with the run. Asking her to take it forward from there on. Here's Winthingtung for Linda Com. Linda has got options towards her right. Indumati with a good ball. Well defended out in the end by Menika there. Back with Kartika Angamutu from the right this time. And Menika sees it out for a throw-in to Odisha FC. Is Ashton. To Kartika. Lobs it inside the box, but that was always going wide. And is that taking a deflection on the way out and gone for a corner? Yes, looks like it's a corner there. Second of the first half and second for Odisha FC. And we all know what has happened when they conceded the first corner. It's going to be Aston again. Who's going to be the target for this one? It'll have to be organized. Keeps it short this time. Winthing gets a bad first touch. They get it out, and here's a Parmeshwari now for Sulanjana. Drills it straight down, but Ashton had it covered all way long. They're trying to control the game in a better way now, East Bengal FC, Liam, because after that early strike, things have settled down a bit slightly. I wouldn't say much, because the moment Odisha FC get those balls into those dangerous areas, they look like up and running straight away. But at the moment, East Bengal are trying to control the game. They are trying to hold the possession. And, well, it's all about getting towards Shibani, Margaret and Sulanjana and try and drive from there on. It hasn't happened so far.
Yeah, that first goal will definitely set you back a bit. Whatever plan they had, maybe to try and put Odisha FC under pressure, hasn't worked, especially after they've conceded. Here is the ball in for East Bengal. And let's not forget, East Bengal are trying to be the first side to score versus Odisha FC, which is a mammoth task. Beating them is one thing. First, you've got to try and score against them. And if you haven't scored, then you will keep thinking about it in the back of your head as to how to try and break this side down. I'm sure that is something that they would have spoken about in the team meetings on the training ground. Perhaps watched a bit of footage to try and see where Odisha concede their chances. Here they are trying to create another chance though, with Pyari Zaza towards the right hand side for win. Sarita is there, a bit of a push on her, I think. Nicely dealt with there by Sarita, but she is so dangerous is Win Ting Tong. Scored a couple of goals versus Sports Odisha in that first game. That was a 4-0 victory. And the first two victories quite convincing from Odisha FC's point of view as we take a look at the possession, 61% for them. As always, dominant with the ball. 4-0 win versus Odisha, Sports Odisha, and then a 2-0 win versus Gokulam Kerala, and then two slender 1-0 wins in the form of Setu, Madurai and Hops FC. So Odisha FC have not scored as much as frequently as they would have expected in the last two games, but now starting this one off quite well, and they have another set piece opportunity. This is something that they try to bank on in terms of at least putting pressure on the opposition defense. Even if they don't get the goals, they do put the pressure, and of course eventually that pressure does turn into goals, and that's what happened in the opening 6 minutes of this game. Now 10 minutes after that, they're looking for another decent ball in towards the 6-yard area. Easy pickings for Melody. She's not going to drop that one. She wants to try and start the counter attack, but isn't able to. And how impressive, Junaid, has Melody been in this season for East Bengal?
Well, she's kept them in this game as of now, and yes, even in the previous fixtures as well, she's been absolutely brilliant. Had it not been for Melody, they would have been conceding more goals. It's been very impressive, and also has been the back line in few of those games. Yes, they did concede in the previous fixtures against Kickstart and the likes, but then from there on, Hops, yes, it was a long ranger coming in from Gladys, but other than that, even though Hops had a lot of chances from the both sides of the flank, Melody was up to the task and came out with some good performances. Here again today, putting up a proper shift early on. Here's Ashtam on the overlap there. Cuts it out by Michelle Castanet. "17 minutes into the first half, and Odisha FC with a 0-0 lead. Goal coming in from the set piece. That was the third time they scored from a corner. Scored a couple. A chance again. Here's the woodwork. Deflection. Is there a follow-up now for Odisha FC? Indumati goes over. That was ever so close again there, Liam. Chances are coming for Odisha FC thick and fast.
Oh yes, another big chance. In fact, a couple of them. First, the ball was played into the area. That is giving Melody a bit of uncertainty. Then the clearance wasn't the best. It was set up quite nicely for the likes of Indumati, who scored in a previous fixture versus Sethu Madurai. In fact, she got the winner. She would have loved to hit the back of the net, but Melody just a little uneasy there with that long ball. That is the one thing that has given her a few issues slightly, especially conceding against Hobbs FC. That'll be offside before Winthung Thang can really celebrate. Always looked offside and she knew it. But still, defensively, East Bengal look like they are in sixes and sevens. Way too easy there for Winthung Thang to go past. Of course, she was offside, but even if she wasn't, then the ball would have still made its way to her. And this is where I think the defenders like Michelle and Sarita and Sahena have got to take matters into their own hands and stop Odisha FC, and do it pretty quickly, because if they don't, then they will be staring down the barrel, I beg your pardon, of a 2-0 deficit. Another nice move from Odisha FC. Can they keep this one in? No, Pyari Zaza cannot. But it's all been Odisha in the last 20 minutes. Something's got to give for East Bengal. Perhaps they can try and get Margaret and Sulanjana to drop slightly deeper and then attack from there. But they have to put some pressure on Odisha FC. Otherwise, it would be one-way traffic. Again, the ball given away, not the best of goal kicks. Indumati tried to play a pass through. Somehow it's made its way towards Pyari Zaza. She tries to cut inside. Sahena does really well. And now East Bengal have a bit of space to move it forward. Shibani Devi with the long ball. Nicely done there by Vanisa. Technically so good are all these players playing in the Indian Women's League. It's been so impressive. Sanju goes down on this occasion. Just tries to cut past and just gets brought down slightly there. 18 games into this season, Junaid. It looks like it could be a 2 or 3 horse race to the top. But so far you have to say Odisha FC have been the pick of the sides because of the fact that now they've scored 9 and conceded none and are dominating all the games.
Yes, and especially the way they play. They've been sensational, especially moving the ball and defensively, like we did mention. They've got some top quality players in their setup, and they have definitely looked like a team to beat. Here's opening up for Sulanjana from the left. Takes it on the right. Sulanjana gets dispossessed there. Back with East Bengal, and Sulanjana again. With Odisha FC, Winthing with a long ball, trying to find the run of Pyari Zaza. Pyari, good first touch there. Gets away from the defense. Pyari Zaza takes the strike and comes up with an absolute banger. What a strike that was from Pyari Zaza. Gets a third of the season. Brilliant build-up. A good ball, a good long ranger coming from Winthing Tung from deep. Trying to find Pyari Zaza. She was left with awful lot to do. A good first touch. Gets it inside, goes out. Takes a strike from outside the box. Melody had no chance whatsoever. One from the top draw there coming in from Pyari. What a score, what a goal that was, Liam.
Absolutely fantastic, Junaid. She tried to do that previously. This time got a little bit more space and was aiming for that top right corner. A sensational strike. And Pyari Zaza, you have to say, deserves it. She has been so good in this first 22-23 minutes. And eventually we were mentioning that Odisha FC will get the second goal soon, and they have. And now, from an East Bengal point of view, it could be quite a daunting task to try and get back into this game. Personally, so far, they have shown no signs of getting into it whatsoever. Odisha FC have run rampant and have created chance after chance, set piece after set piece, shot after shot, and now might just get goal after goal. Here's Indumati again, turns ever so well, creates a bit of space. Vintuntan puts that into the stands. That should have been number 3. What a well-worked move that was again, Junaid. They are having a blast here in Kolkata, aren't they?
Well, Indumati Kathiresan is a magician on the field. She's been running the show for Odisha FC this season. She's been absolutely sensational with her distribution. Again, they're cutting it towards the run of Vinting Tung. And Vinting, well, she could have kept it on the target. And had she done that, would have been no chance whatsoever. There's another good ball played in towards Vinting Tung, again flagged offside. Vinting now, after the first 15 minutes, is operating from the right. She started from the left, has swapped out positions with Pyari Zaza. Was that an offside there? That's a bit questionable, but linesman called it. After 25 minutes in the first half, it's been all Odisha FC so far here in Kolkata. East Bengal haven't had a proper shot, or a shot on target at least. Here's Odisha again with Indumati with a lovely through ball. Read well by the defense, cuts it out by Sarita there. Throw in for Odisha. There's been all action in just one side of the pitch so far. Goals coming in from Julie Kishan and Pyari Zaza. Pyari with an absolute banger. Gets it inside the box again. Melody this time. Spills it over. Chance. Linda Com. Winting Tung makes it 3-0 for Odisha FC. It's all getting way too easy for the girls in black and purple. Every time they move the ball up top, they look absolutely threatening. And Winting Tung on that occasion, lobbing it into the far post and taking her side to 3 goals to good here at the East Bengal ground in Kolkata. We did see that coming, Liam, but goals are coming thick and fast now for Odisha FC.
Absolutely, Junaid. No surprise, having seen the way they started this game. 26 minutes in, it's win for goal number 3. And I have to say that it's looking like it's going to be another win for Odisha for the 3 points as well, the way they are playing. Super football. Absolutely no chance for East Bengal. They've lost possession once again. Now Indumati has it. And they just can't seem to hold on to the ball. That is the issue from an East Bengal point of view. Linda looks like she's offside. No advantage is going to be played there. And usually what East Bengal were trying to do, perhaps against Hops and the other teams, was put the ball forward, let the likes of Sulanjana and Shibani and Margaret chase it. But here they're not even being able to do that. And that has been the issue. They might need a few changes, especially in the midfield. Perhaps Pooja or Cindy can come on and change things. But of course, it's going to be a very, very tall order to come back from 3 goals down. Right now, it's about stopping that flow of goals from Odisha's point of view. They cannot let them score another, because it will become a really, really embarrassing scoreline for them. This is a lot better now from East Bengal. A few quick passes in the center. Played wide now towards Shibani Devi, not the best ball from her. And now Odisha win it back. And they are lightning on the counter. Pyari Zaza decides to hold on to it a little bit longer. Grace now to win. Too much time on the ball for Odisha. It's all too easy here. They're having a field day at Kolkata, Junaid. And we haven't even played half an hour of football yet. How many more do you think they could get?
I'm absolutely pathetic with my predictions, Liam, but the way they are playing at the moment, I can definitely bet on a few more here. Especially, I'm way too impressed by the way they are playing out of position. Whenever they have lost the ball or it's with East Bengal FC, the positions the girls in black and purple try to get themselves in order to receive the ball. It's commendable because whenever Indumati or Grace Onhar has got the ball deep, you can see the runs coming in from Winting Tung and Pyari Zaza towards right and left. And that has amounted to a lot of build-up plays and eventuating into goals. At the moment, East Bengal FC should try and hold on to it and then try and see how they can pan out. Here's East Bengal for the first time getting it forward, getting it goalwards this time. Gets a block. Sanju Yadav for Pyari Zaza. Lays it for Kartika Angamutu. Here's Grace Honhar trying to find Indumati Kathiresan up top. Gets dispossessed. Back with Sulanjana. One back by Grace. Kartika again. Tries to find Pyari there, but wasn't a good pass and goes out for a throw-in to East Bengal. I've got some fans who have turned up for the home side support, and I'm pretty sure they would be utterly disappointed with the kind of show that they have seen so far. Still got a lot of time. 60 minutes. It's not going to be easy. But yes, some of the greatest comebacks in the history have some of the worst moments followed by some of the best moments. And that is exactly what East Bengal FC would be hoping for. But they are up against a top-notch side in the IWL. There's Kartika Angamutu. Is it back to Manisha Panna? Pyari on the ball, as supple as ever. Turns and makes the run further forward. She's got options to the left. Sanju Yadav targets the run of Winting Tung again. It opens up nicely for Winting. Can she take the strike? Winting again! Hits it over. Another chance there for Odisha FC to score one more coming in from that side of the pitch. Winting Tung takes the ball, cuts it towards her left, goes with the strike. Liam, it's been all too easy again for Odisha FC moving the ball up top.
Incredible wing change there from Odisha FC. First, Pyari Zaza with that devastating run, taking on 3-4 players and then opening things up for that ball towards Winting Tung, who did really well, in fact, to cut inside and then take that shot. Almost found the corner. Here they come again. Here's Indumati. She looks like she's going to try and put a ball in, but well defended there from Sahena to get it out for another corner for Odisha FC. You mentioned that there could be some sort of a comeback from East Bengal. For now, I think it's about stopping the goals conceded. Till halftime at least, they have to make sure it's not more than 3 to give themselves even a 5 or 10% chance. But they are a fighting side. East Bengal are a heroic, historic club. If anyone can do it, it's them. Odisha FC have another chance here. Header is wide this time from Manisha Panna. Could not keep that on target. Another very good delivery from the right hand side. Could not get that on target at the time of asking. So as I was saying, Junaid, East Bengal definitely have the potential to come back. They have had many historical achievements at this ground over the years. And it looks like this is the first move in that attempted comeback. Shriya Thapa is off and replacing her is Trisha Malik, which was quite a shock change in the starting lineup. Trisha, one of their senior most and best players left on the bench. Now she has to come on and try and salvage this situation, which will not be easy.
60 out.
But she is one of those players, Junaid, who can inspire the entire squad.
Well, of course, she's captained the side in the previous 4 fixtures and definitely one of their leading lights in the back line. It was a bit of a shocker when she missed out because maybe had to do with the previous loss against Hobbs. I'm not quite sure about that, but then she's back in it with a job to do. She's got to be on it straight away because this Odisha FC side are not going to keep quiet. They keep coming at you with every inch of an opportunity they get. Here's Sanju Yadav again on the ball for Grace on her, trying to build up from the back. Here's Kartika Angamutu. There's a run, an overlapping run coming in from Ashton Morayan. Goes out for a throw-in to East Bengal FC. Again, that set piece. The one Manisha couldn't quite get on target. She was left unmarked there, so the defense has to have a proper communication in the last 55 minutes or so remaining in this game. Has she been able to keep it on target? Who knows? It could have been a different story altogether. But at the moment, it's 3-0 for Odisha FC, and we have ticked off 35 minutes from the clock. There's a Linda Com against Michelle there. Sees it out quite comfortably in the end for a goal kick to East Bengal. There's Melody from the back. It's a good, she wins it back there, chance now. Well, that was a bad first touch there coming in from Trisha Malik, playing out from the back, and they were pressing there, Odisha FC. Well, they've scored 3, but they're not going to keep quiet with that score line. They are out there to set a statement. Again there, it wasn't well-coordinated defensive duties from the left back and the centre back there, Liam. Because especially when you're 3-0 down, she's just come into the 11, and you do expect a little bit better from the East Bengal defense there.
Oh yes, and that is the issue when you've come on, when your side is 3-0 down, never easy. As I said, it is quite a chilly day here in Kolkata. So to just get yourself warm and up to the pace of the game is a tough ask, even for someone like Trisha. And Odisha are definitely not going to rest on their laurels. Nicely won back again there by Grace. Looking for a few options, goes for the one towards the left, which was the wrong one taken. And from East Bengal's point of view, bringing on Trisha to try and solidify things hasn't worked so far. Wintun Tan looks for the ball through. Linda was making that run. Grace now looking for that same run towards Linda. Great ball, but the defense does their job for the time being at least. Smashed forward again. This opens up for East Bengal, but the pass towards the left was on. Wasn't used though. And they just can't get the ball away, can East Bengal. It looks like Grace has been caught. And she stays down for a bit of treatment. And the decision making, Junaid, hasn't been up to the mark from East Bengal. There again, a chance to play it wide, not taken, and they easily could have got that counter attack against them. Let's take a look at the goals before that. Brilliant ball in from Astam to Julie Kishan, who gets her first of the season. What a finish, as I said. And speaking of finishes, a sensational strike from Pyari Zaza. You can see what it means to her. Opens it up nicely and smashes it into that top right corner. And then Wintun Tan with a delightful, delicate chip, finding that bottom left. 3 super goals from Odisha as we restart. Grace seems to be fine, and now finally East Bengal have a bit of space. Margaret cuts inside, no runners beyond her, so she has to play it backwards. Can they try and get a goal here, East Bengal? That's a poor pass. And just to allude to that point, Junaid, they have not chosen the right options whilst moving forward, have they?
Well, they haven't. Clearly, they haven't, because especially the decision making while moving the ball forward hasn't been there. Plus, they haven't won anything in the midfield. Those 50-50 battles have to be won. Now, a couple of minutes back, when Indumati Kathiresan lost the ball, then there was Grace in the backup to follow it up and win it back from the midfield there. That is the kind of inspiration that you'll have to try and draw and win those battles. Because at the moment, if it stays the way it is, then Odisha FC are going to punish you left, right, and center. Here's Sulanjana Raul into Margaret there. Decides to go through with a long ball, but Sanju Yadav is there to block it out. Here's Pyari Zaza on the ball for Kartika Angamutu. Grace Honhar goes back. Manisha Panna lays into the stride of Indumati Kathiresan with a delightful ball. And Melody sees it off in the end. It takes the defender on the way, but that was a brilliant ball again from Indumati Kathiresan. How good has she been? She's running the midfield show at the moment for Odisha FC, like she's been doing all way long. Julie Kishan decides to go all the way back to Shreya Huda. Shreya has had nothing much to do in the first 39 minutes or so. Now, what different could they do from here on, Liam? Because at the moment, East Bengal are, well, they haven't come off their strides as yet. And we are almost through the first half. Not even a proper chance created, and no shots on target so far from them.
I think first things first, Junaid, is to go into halftime not more than 3-0 down. Yes, if they can get a goal, then that would be great. Here's Margaret. She tries to turn. She's usually all alone in those attacking areas, which is the problem for her. Now this could be a chance to shoot. First time. It's not taken. Margaret also has another chance, but again, the Odisha defense ever so strong once again. Shreya Huda finally has something to do. That shot could have been taken slightly quicker from Shibani Devi, but that's a lot better from the East Bengal side. What they can improve, as I said, is maybe that final pass in the midfield. Passing hasn't been the best. Someone like Cindy can be brought on because she does those basic things right. And that is something that they can look at. And apart from that, of course, the defense has to be a lot more stable. Unless that happens, they don't have too much of a chance. Here is another one for Wintun Than. In fact, she's played it through, and it could be number 4. It should have been number 4 for Odisha FC. What a chance, firstly for Kartika. And then after that, I think it was Linda who had an open post. The first touch from Wintun Than came towards Kartika. She had to go past Melody, who did well. And it's quite unbelievable there how Linda has managed to miss that. Usually so good in front of goal. Scored against Gokulam Kerala as well. But that final pressure from Sarita Yumnam, I think, just put her off a bit. And only just East Bengal managed to keep it to 3 with 3 minutes left in this first half, Junaid.
That could have been so easily 4 or 5 in the first half, Liam. And yes, there was another brilliant opportunity there. Brilliant ball coming in from... here's another chance! Decides to square it for Linda and Vinting Tung there. It was a good ball coming in. Goes past Trisha Malik there, Pyari Zaza, and couldn't quite make the most of it. Well, these chances will keep coming every now and then if East Bengal don't sort out their defense at the earliest. And before this one, from the one from Indumati Kathiresan, what a delightful ball. It was Linda Com. I think she got a bit distracted from the run of Sarita there, and that could have been so easily 4-0 up for Odisha FC. Here they come again with the ball. Building up from the back, Sanju Yadav. For Kartika. Zindumati. We are into the 44th minute of the regulation time. And it's been all too easy. He's opening up nicely for Margaret. Plays it towards her left. Here's Parmeshwari. There's Sulanjana, beg your pardon, but Ashtam Orayam battles it out and takes it out of play for a throw-in. Good defensive work there from Odisha FC. Some sort of pressure in the last couple of minutes being exerted by East Bengal. It hasn't been exceptional, but yes, they'll definitely like to be there and thereabout. Get it inside the box, try and put some pressure on that back line. There's Odisha FC on the counter now through Sanju Yadav. From the left, there's a run of Pyari Zaza wide there. Taken up against Shahina. She's been absolutely brilliant right throughout. Sees that one through again. Talk me through how good Shahina has been this season, Liam, because Pyari has been absolutely brilliant from that left flank, but Shahina, whenever she has stepped up, she's made those blocks, got those tackles in, those interceptions going. Here's Kartika Angamutu again with the ball. Linda Kom with a good ball there. Held comfortably in the end by Melody. Talking about Shahina, Liam, she's been way too impressive, hasn't she?
Well, yes, she has been. As I said, a very good reader of the game. She was so good versus Hobbs as well, especially against Frederica and Gladys. Here is Linda though, trying to make up for that miss. 2 minutes to play in this first half. Beautiful ball through for Pyari Zaza. Goes for that first time cross. Nicely dealt with there by Trisha Malik, who has finally got up to the pace of the game. Looks like the offside flag was raised though. Before all of that, it has been given offside. And to get back to Shahina, I think reading of the game has been really good. And she's understood what Pyari Zaza is trying to do to get herself some space. So she's stopping her in every opportunity she gets. Of course, could not stop her from scoring that magnificent goal. Win plays it towards Astam, who's offside as well. The fifth of the game here for Odisha FC, but they won't mind that. They are trying to exploit the back line of the East Bengal side, making those runs in behind, which have worked, because then you can get Melody one-on-one. Of course, she's very good in those one-on-one positions though. And most of the time it has been a shot which she really couldn't do much about. But with a few seconds to play here, Junaid, how do you see the second half panning out, and how can East Bengal try and salvage something from this one?
Make some changes. You'll have to get, in my opinion, Tulsi Hembram and Cindy, because those two players, they link up beautifully with the likes of Sulanjana and Margaret. Cindy obviously through the middle, and it's a good combination that we have seen between Cindy and, beg your pardon, from Tulsi Hembram and Sulanjana, because they were the main orchestrators of this team in the Kanyashree Cup. They'll have to try and make those changes early. There's Winting Tung, beg your pardon, with the ball. Defense sees it out this time. And that's the time we have in the first 45 minutes here at the East Bengal ground in Kolkata. And as it stands, it's been all Odisha FC so far. 3 goals coming in the first set of the 45 minutes. Goals from Julie Kishan, Pyari Zaza and Winting Tung. It's been all too easy for the visiting team here at the East Bengal ground. East Bengal FC have a job to do in the second half. Here's a quick look at the halftime stats. 61% of the ball was enjoyed by Odisha FC compared to 39% by East Bengal. 13 shots on target with 13 shots in total with 4 landing on target from Odisha FC. just 2 coming in from East Bengal. 3 fouls conceded by Odisha against 2 by East Bengal. No cards in the game so far. 3 corners and 5 offside sides, beg your pardon, coming in from Odisha. East Bengal just 2 from Margaret Devi and 1 from Subani from the distance. It's been strikes galore coming in from Odisha FC. Vinting Tung with 5, Zaza with 3, converting 1 into a goal. Kartika Angamutu, Julie Kishan, Linda and Manisha getting a strike each. Two fouls conceded by East Bengal, Michelle and Shibani conceding a foul each. Odisha FC with 3 fouls, 2 by Vinting Tung up on the pitch, and Zaza with 1. In case you have just joined us, we'll take you through the highlights of the first half. This has been an electrifying start to this game. A goal early on. This was the first one coming in from the set piece. Julie Kishan was left unmarked there. The defense not catching up. Good ball in coming in from Ashta Moran, and it was 1-0. And this was the chance to go 2-0 up early on. Kartika Angamutu with that finish, hitting it on the bounce over the post there. It was a turn there coming in from Linda, and then this one coming in from the distance and held comfortably in the end. And this hit the woodwork from the right. Indumati Kathiresan trying to slot it, and the second one, an absolute peach of a strike there from Pyari Zaza. It was a good ball coming in from the right. Kathiresan again with the delightful ball, and here's a third one, a delightful chip into the back of the net from the experienced international Vinting Tung to take her side to 3-0 margin. Vinting again there, getting the better and going through with the strike, but couldn't quite keep it on target that time. Indumati Kathiresan, she's been at the heart of most of the play coming in for Odisha FC. So that was a half-time here at the East Bengal ground in Kolkata. And as it stands at the moment is a visiting side with 3-0 lead against East Bengal FC. Do join us in about 10 minutes. We will be back with the live action coming your way.
मेरा अंदर घुस गई यार बूट नहीं तो मैं 2 बार अस्लम को देने वाला था
Back for the second half here at the East Bengal ground in Kolkata. And what a first half we've had. Odisha FC all over on the host side. 3 goals conceded in the first set of 45 minutes. An early change in the second half for East Bengal. Cindy coming in place of Sathi Devrat. Odisha FC, of course, in their black and purple, going from left to right on your screens. Resonhar losing out there. Parmeshwari for Sulanjana. Sulanjana goes back to Sarita. Sarita with a long ball, trying to find the run of Margaret. Asta Moran is giving it a chase. Margaret wins it. Driving through. Can she cut inside? She does and gets the cross in. Shibani leaves it for Sulanjana, who goes through with the shot. Wasn't going to hit the target from there on, perhaps. She had defenders there in front of her. Is Sahina. Keeping it nice and steady in the second half. Cindy slips and that's a bad pass there. Grace Honhar making an upward run, finds Pyari Zaza. Sahina again just does the job eventually and concedes a corner in the process. Liam has been an electrifying start to the second half as well from both sides. Fame could call it. Margaret there early on making a run inside the box, getting it through to Sulanjana, who went through with the strike but couldn't quite keep it on target. And now Grace Honhar keeping it nice and low for Pyari Zaza, but Sahina, as always, does the job and concedes a corner.
Yes,
Chance now! Still with Odisha FC, in comes the ball and was always going over. Early strike in the second half there, Liam.
Yeah, it's everything happening, Junaid, in the first few minutes of the second half. And from East Bengal's point of view, they had to make that chance count. From Odisha's point of view, they're still looking for number 4 after getting that third one. Have been slightly unimpressive in front of goal, haven't been able to really get that fourth shot on target, or rather fourth goal on target. But still, there is a bit of a chance for East Bengal, especially the way they've started this second half. Now 5 minutes in, it's about capitalizing on one of those chances. Yes, Pyarizaza again, a bit of a loose touch. Chahena plays it forward, picked up by Margaret, who's always dangerous whenever she drops deep, waiting for a runner. A run hasn't been made when she wants it to be. Now looks for a switch of play, and the sad part about East Bengal's attack sometimes is that many of them attack on their own. This is a lot better though. Down the left hand side, Rameshwari loses out to Grace, who's absolutely everywhere. Does a superb job there defending. You cannot keep her out of the game. Grace on her. Looks like she will be fine after giving away a throw. Sarita now. East Bengal look a lot better in this second half. Throw is taken. Rameshwari tries to get a cross in, plays it towards Sarita. When she does get the cross in, it's a decent delivery and then cleared away. And now Indumati plays it forward to Zaza. Surrounded by yellow and red shirts. This is a lot better from East Bengal now. This is more like it, isn't it, from them, Junaid? They have
They
a
look
bit of
more
a
organised
switch now,
now.
especially if they can get a goal.
That's right, and they look a bit organized defensively in the last couple of minutes. And yes, getting the ball further forward. They've got it there a couple of times. Sulanjana with Parmeshwari and Margaret making those runs. They'll have to try and position themselves better, especially Sulanjana with the kind of pace she has. She can be that absolute threat they are looking for from wide on right. There's a long ball played in by Shabani there. Straight at the heart of Odisha defense. Indumati Kasarasan lays it for Sanju Yadav, who pops it over. Trying to get a flick on there. Linda Com into the run of Zaza there. Couldn't quite connect. Back with Odisha FC. Again, Linda Com couldn't quite get the ball on that occasion. Goes all the way back to Melody. He's had a decent game so far, despite conceding those 3 goals. There's nothing much she could have done about those ones. First one, of course, bit of a defensive error. Julie Kishan tying it into the back of the net, and it was a banger coming in from Pyarizaza. And then a beautiful, a delightful chip. There's a Sulanjana laying it for Pyar Parmeshwari. And Julie Kishan performing her defensive duties was flagged offside, I believe. The ref did make a call there. Not quite sure what was that. Looks like a foul has been conceded. Not quite sure what went wrong over there. The whistle came out eventually, but this free kick is a foul conceded, and free kick has been awarded to East Bengal FC. A realistic chance to score from here on. A chance for East Bengal now, Liam. Something for them to make of it and make Shreya Hura work for that.
Yes, Menaka needs to get this one on target. They have been a lot better in the second half. As I said, they have to capitalize. And Odisha also need to make sure that they don't concede. They will want to keep that clean sheet intact. So many minutes on the board without conceding a goal in this Indian Women's League. They want to hold on to that for sure. Manakar plays it short, brilliantly done there. What an interception by Win Ting Tun. I spoke about Grace earlier on, you can't keep her out of the game, and the same can be said for most of the Odisha FC players. This is why, as things stand, they are at the top of the table. Superb stuff from them. And Win Ting Tun, being a striker herself, knew exactly what was coming and intercepted that beautifully well. From East Bengal's point of view, though, they've got to use those set pieces. Have to make the keeper work from there. They will be quite disappointed, and they have another one here from Eshwari saying this one is mine. Not sure if she's going to shoot from this distance. This is kind of the range from which Gladys scored versus East Bengal. Can they try and reverse it this time round? 4 in the wall for Odisha FC. In fact, Menaka looks like she will be taking it again. Shahudda making sure that the wall is intact. Second time round for Menaka now. This time the shot is as poor as the pass. And this has been the issue for them, Junaid. Just not getting that final pass or that final move correct, East Bengal.
Well, that has been the story for them most parts of this season, especially in the last couple of games. Haven't got that final ball. Looks like a foul conceded there. Win Ting Tun goes to the ground. Margaret there, never looked intentional. And she goes into the referee's books. Win Ting trying to weigh her options. Tried to get the ball there, Margaret, but stuck her footing out, and Win Ting falling to it. There was also a yellow card given a couple of minutes back to Julie Kishan, which eventually led to that first set piece for East Bengal FC in the second half. It's going to be Asta Moran on this one. With a good set piece in the first half, Asta Moran. Here's Win Ting Tun with the ball. For Grace Honhar, Sulanjana there conceding a throw-in. Now, in the context of the game, if East Bengal FC get a goal somehow, then we are in for a thrilling contest. Here, the home side, they've got the support of the home fans who have turned up today. They would be hoping for something to fall into their way. Here's Asta Moran for Indumati Kathiresan. Sees out by the defense again. Goes out for another corner to Odisha FC. It's going to be the same girl, Asta Moran, with this corner kick. That's their 5th of the game so far. Scoring from their very first one. Scored from 2 corners in the first game they played against Sports Odisha. And here today, Julie Kishan getting one into the back of the net. Here comes the delivery, chance again, heads to go up. East Bengal come out and they are on the counter. Yes, Sanju Yadav giving it a chase against Margaret there. And that should give enough time for the girls in black and purple to reassemble and take their positions in the back line. It was opening up nicely there for East Bengal. Has she kept her position there, Margaret, Liam?
Absolutely, they are getting there, Junaid, and they need to keep pushing. Here they are again, winning possession there, getting a throw in. Cindy, of course, has been so good. You have to question the starting lineup for East Bengal. Cindy and Trisha both left out, and both eventually brought back in very quickly. So the players who got their chances have not taken it, and making those changes to the side against a top team like Odisha FC might not have been the best move, and it is showing from East Bengal's point of view. Didn't play too well without them, and now that they're on the pitch, it has been a lot better. Here is a ball for Linda, but Melody will do really well. beaten thrice today, but has made a few saves as always. As we approach the hour mark here at East Bengal ground, overcast conditions in Kolkata. And it has been a dampened display from East Bengal, 41% possession only for them. And every time they move forward, Odisha FC stopped them in their tracks. This time it was Julie Kishan who got that first goal and got things going for Odisha FC. Fantastic finish from her. Now, sights will be set, as I mentioned, on that clean sheet. Clearance this time again from Kartika. Passes need to be better from East Bengal. Once again, Odisha just won't give them any space, and free kick has been called, perhaps for a push or maybe a handball. Again, against Asta Morao this time. A better position for a free kick. Prameshwari Devi set the last one, didn't get to take it. I think this time she will. Shreya Hooda has not had to make a proper save so far. Prameshwari, poor free kick there. It was going off target. Luckily for her, she will have to settle for a corner. Junaid, and the first of the game so far for East Bengal. What do you make of it?
Well, that shows the dominance coming in from the Odisha FC side. Yes, that they've got the first corner and they should try and make the most of it. Haven't had anything from the last three set pieces they've got, East Bengal. But here's another one. Prameshwari getting it on the near post, cleared out quite comfortably in the end by Odisha FC. Sarita on the ball, trying to find Margaret with a lovely ball. Sulanjana goes wide. That opened up nicely for her, and the most you could do with that is try and hit the target. Sulanjana there was put under pressure by Asta Murayan, but you've got to do better on that occasion. Sulanjana again putting it wide of the target. Now bringing back to the point that you made a couple of minutes back, not starting with the likes of Cindy. They did struggle with their formation in the first couple of games as well. They didn't start with the likes of Sulanjana and Tunsi Hebram, and whenever those two girls came over the pitch, here's a chance now for Shibani! And that has smuggled into the back of the net. Should definitely go down as an own goal, but it's a goal nevertheless for... Looks like it has been given to Shibani. We'll get that confirmation. And as it stands at the moment, East Bengal FC are a goal up here. Shot coming in from Margaret. Shibani taking that strike. Perhaps not quite sure what she was trying to do. Went for the strike and got the last touch from the defense there. And landed exactly where it was supposed to go. Manisha Panna getting that final touch. Goal in the end for East Bengal FC there, Liam. And they should be feeling a lot better now.
Yes, that pressure has finally mounted and led to quite a bit of an error there from Odisha FC. They finally concede a goal in the Indian Women's League. What a run it has been from them, but that comes to an end. And initially, it should have been finished by Shibani. Brilliant chance for her and Sulanjana from the same kind of area. They've created quite a few chances in the last few minutes, which shows that they are still in this game. And that goal is testament to that. I think eventually the ball was going off target. Manisha Panna got the touch and just about steered it towards goal. So eventually Odisha FC making an error, leading to that goal. Otherwise it's tough to beat them, but here East Bengal definitely have a chance to come back. Another shot from distance. Oh, that was pretty close. Shreya Hooda had it covered, but this is a lot better from East Bengal. And now it's time for another change from them. Sulanjana has taken off, quite surprisingly. Mamta Mahata comes on. And Sulanjana, who has scored a couple in the Indian Women's League this
Substitution for
season,
East Bengal, 26
and
in,
of
22
course
out.
did really well in the Kanya Sri Cup with 17 goals. I think she's someone who you would like to keep on when you're chasing a game. Junaid, 25 minutes to go.
Well,
Someone who scored almost 20 goals this season.
I'm quite surprised with that change. The change that I was expecting was Tulsi Hemram to get onto the pitch. I'm not quite sure who would have gone out. Maybe Menika, because they've linked up beautifully in the previous fixtures as well. Tulsi, Hemram and Sulanjana, but that was definitely not the change that I was expecting. But yes, Dipankar Biswas has it the other way around. 65 minutes into the game, and East Bengal at home trailing the game at the moment. Menika sees it out for a throw into Odisha FC. They would be absolutely livid with conceding that goal. Odisha FC, they've been brilliant, like you pointed out, for the entirety of all the games they've been a part of. Here's Melody, spills it over. Indumati Kathiresan goes back. In comes Sanju Yadav with a ball inside the box, and that has gone out for another corner to Odisha FC. They've looked much better in the second half, East Bengal. Now, if they could take those chances, we are in for a thrilling finish, a thrilling finale to the remainder of the 24 minutes we have. There's a Kartika, gets it in, takes the touch of perhaps Shahina there, and goes for another corner. Has always been targeting that near post. Kartika Angamutu. It's another opportunity to get it right. There's Pyari Zaza, Grace on her, battling it out with Parmeshwari, keeps it short this time. Here's a Sanju Yadav, will she go for the strike? She goes eventually, gets it blocked. Astam is back there, sends it back in. There's Indumati giving it a chase. Indumati is definitely onside there, gets the cross in. Charles Tung puts it out wide there. Opened up nicely again for Odisha FC there. That should have hit the target again from Winthington. A delightful ball coming in just outside the 6-yard box for Winthington again there, Liam.
What a fantastic move, not for the first time today from Odisha FC. Delightful ball from Indumati, and Winthington should have hit the target by her standards, but not an easy one for sure. A diving header when the ball is coming at that pace. Another shot comes in, this time from Indumati, way off target. It looks like Odisha FC are, I wouldn't say panicking, but are definitely going for that fourth goal because they need to shut the game down once again. 3-1 sounds convincing, but it isn't. 22 minutes to play at home. East Bengal have created a few chances. They definitely are still in this game, especially if they can get one back in the next 10 minutes rather. Odisha FC have to be careful. They haven't conceded up till this point. Now that they have to make sure that it's not two in the same game. Otherwise, they could be under a bit of pressure, because what happens is when you concede your first goal after a long time, then a bit of the doubts start to creep in, and maybe the defense could have a bit of an issue after this. But that, of course, depends on the way East Bengal play. They've got to keep pushing, and they are. Ball towards the left-hand side, nicely taken down by Shibani. Has options, and brilliant tracking back there once again from Grace. It's one back again by East Bengal. That is a aimless ball towards the right hand side from Cindy. This is a lot better from East Bengal. Junaid, 20 minutes to play. If they can get one back here, then as you said, what a game this will turn out to be.
Well, yes, that's right. And they'll have to keep that passing game going because you are aiming for those aimless balls to try and get it to the other side of the pitch. Then you're not going to end up anywhere. Just to confirm it to the viewers, the East Bengal goal has been given to Shabani by the fourth official. As we are hearing, they'll have to keep knocking, keep coming at the Odisha FC defense because this is the first time they have conceded. The first time they have been pegged back, and if they can get the second one, then we'll have everything to play for. Melody, for the moment, has gone down to try and collect that one. Got it there. Looks like I'm not quite sure if she got the knock there from the run of Linda Com. Looks like medical assistance has been called for. Seems to be in some pain there. Indumati Kathiresan again. How good has she been? Has been at the heart of it on several occasions. Indumati Kathiresan. Not to forget Grace Honhar. There's Srisha Malik there trying to demonstrate what exactly happened. Looked like an outstretched leg there. There's a change coming in. A couple of them for Odisha FC. Arifa Zahir, number 3, is coming on in place of Indumati Kathiresan. And Linda comes off and Malti Munda replaces her. If you're getting Indumati Kathiresan off the pitch, then I'm quite sure the coach Crispin Chetri is convinced that this game is in the bag and those 3 points are in complete control, Liam, because Indumati Kathiresan has been the main orchestrator for the entirety of the 70 minutes that we have seen so far in the game.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that change so quickly. As I said, around 20 minutes still left in the game. And this man on screen, Dipankar Biswas, will be hoping that Melody is okay firstly. And then secondly, if they can try and get another goal back. Melody seems like she is fine. That was a very awkward landing into the knee. Might have jerked it a bit, but thankfully she's not injured herself. One of the best goalkeepers we've seen in the Indian Women's League this season, Melody. And it looks like she will be able to continue. She might be tested furthermore in the next few minutes. But those 2 changes from Odisha FC means that East Bengal can try and make the most of the fact that Linda and Indumati, who have been taken off, can impact the game in a negative way for Odisha FC. With them off, a few more openings can be created, but that will be seen in the next few minutes. Kartika plays it wide. It should be snuffed out there by Sahena, and it is. Odisha FC will want to keep the ball in these attacking areas as long as they can. Kartika puts another ball in. Easy picking for Melody, who seems a lot better now that she's running, and launches it quite nicely. Headed away first time, then Shibani gets the second touch on, a bit of pinball, but it will fall kindly now to Julie. Very nice turn there. First involvement from Malati Munda, but good defensive work there from Trisha. Both the substitutes going up against each other. 15 odd minutes to go, Junaid. Odisha FC would like another goal, but without the likes of Linda and Indumati, do you think they will get that fourth?
Well, the best part about this Odisha FC side is they've had 5 scorers before this one, 6 scorers perhaps before this game, and there are goals in most of their players. And yes, the change of Indumati Katurations is definitely questionable, but then again, we've got the likes of Malti Munda, we've got Arifa Zahir, who would perform her defensive duties, and there's Grace Honhar. I'm not quite sure if I should call her a holding midfielder or perhaps a deep line playmaker, because she's been everywhere on the pitch. Here's another look at those goals. The second one, and then this one by Winting Tung, chipping it towards the far post, and no chance whatsoever for any of those defenders to get behind that one. And this one from East Bengal FC, their first of the game. Margaret trying to go through with the left, gets it towards Shabani there. Shabani went through with a shot, didn't connect cleanly, but takes the deflection of where it was opening nicely for the run of Grace there, held up by Melody. Now somehow, if they can sneak one through East Bengal FC, then we do have this game opening up. But Odisha, they would definitely like to score their 4th one and put this game to bed. For that to happen, there has to be some telling deliveries coming into the other side of the pitch. There's one for now. Here's Malti Munda giving it a chase against Shahina. Gets the better of Shahina. Gets it inside the box. Cleared away by the defense. Michelle there. Getting the ball out of danger. Manika. They'll have to keep up with the intensity going forward, East Bengal FC, Liam, because they can't just slow down the tempo. In the last couple of minutes, the ball has come to the other side of the pitch a bit consistently. We'll have to try and get the likes of Margaret involved a bit more. There's Mamta, who's joined the party. There has to be another change. Tulsi Hebram should be brought on as soon as possible. We've just got about 12 minutes left. And if they can get in a strike, then surely, because they haven't been pushed back ever. There's an opportunity now opening up, read beautifully there again by Melody. Back again with East Bengal. Here's Sarita with a long ball towards the left. There's no runs being made there by Margaret or Shabani. Manisha Panna sees it out quite comfortably in the end. 12 minutes to play, Liam. Where do you see this going? Because East Bengal have looked pretty good in the second half, but 3 goals that they conceded in the first, well, it's too much to ask for from any side.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up, Junaid. When you start so weak, then you give the opposition a big chance to take the game by both hands, and that's exactly what Odisha FC did. They sensed that East Bengal was slightly defensively unstable, and they took advantage of it. 3 goals within a few minutes, and after that it's never going to be easy. Your morale drops, and of course it's an East Bengal side who have not been winning games. They've just won 1 out of 4, and after this maybe 1 out of 5. So of course, never an easy opposition to take on Odisha FC, and they have shown that. Here they are looking for number 4 again. Michelle comes out to try and stop the attack and eventually gets a bit of a touch on it. But great work again. I think it was Marathi Bunda on that left hand side. Just goes to show how strong even the substitutes are for Odisha FC. What a squad they have built here. There's Margaret. Goes for the shot. Second time round, plays it backwards to Shibani. But good defensive duty from Odisha. So just coming back to your point there, Junaid, they've just left a bit too much in the second half. But the positives for East Bengal will be that they at least have been able to score against a side that other teams have not been able to score against. So that's the first thing. And secondly, this second half has been a very positive approach. I think they've got to try and look at that when they play their next game, which is a home game versus Gokulam Kerala. So, from East Bengal's point of view, they have to try and look forward and try and make the most of it. Of course, still 10 minutes remaining though. Anything can happen. As I said, lots of upsets and comebacks and everything else in between in the Indian Women's League. As Margaret holds on to it once again, tries to play it through, isn't able to. Takes down Win in the bargain, but Grace wins it back brilliantly. And now she can move forward. But East Bengal get possession back again. They are not going down without a fight. The ball towards Shivani was a hopeful one. Oh, Arifa has played that backwards. And that is exactly what I was mentioning, Junaid. When you've conceded one goal, then something tends to happen between the defense and the goalkeeper. And this could have been catastrophic, don't you think?
Well, that's right. That would have definitely been capitulation at the back because they haven't been pushed into this corner. This is the first time they've conceded. And yes, if you can keep that pressure mounting on them, then you never know what could happen. Because here's the corner now. Shibani takes it, sends it in, sees it out by the defense there. In comes the ball. Was always going wide of the target there. Sarita there with a strike. Still 9 minutes to play in the match. A goal for East Bengal would definitely be something Dipankar Biswas would be hoping for. They have the squad, but they haven't clicked somehow. Very strong squad coming second to Sri Bhumi in the Kanyashree Cup this season. Scoring goals at will. Ashta Moran there showing some sense of urgency. It was an East Bengal ball there. Odisha FC, with all the experience they have, they would surely want to try and score the fourth one and put this game to rest. But if they can't, they'll be pretty compact defensively to try and see those 8 minutes out. Here's Arifa Zahir with a throw-in for Vinthingtung. Cut out by Sarita again. Sent in by Julie there and goes out. Here's Ashton. They've looked decent defensively in the second half as well. In the second half, beg your pardon, East Bengal FC haven't conceded anything and are trying to win those 50-50 battles as well in the midfield. Not giving anything away, not letting that build-up to happen. Yes, there have been odd balls coming in from the flanks. There's Malti Munda on a couple of occasions driving from left, and Indumati Kathiresan before she was subbed off, getting those balls from the right, getting those crosses as well. But other than that, it hasn't been like the first half, wherein they look completely out of sorts, Liam, because they've done well defensively, East Bengal.
Yes, they have, and I think that's all down to the fact that Sindhi was deployed into the midfield. After some time, Trisha was brought back in to defend. And looking at their previous fixture versus Hobbs, who are also a good side and do create lots of attacks, the East Bengal defense was quite solid. Most of Hobbs' chances were shots from a distance. Once or twice, yes, Melody had to make saves, but that is part and parcel of the game. Here come Odisha though, looking for goal number 4. Brilliant defense once again there. Right on cue from Sarita Yumnam. And having called and watched most of the teams in the IWL, I feel that East Bengal do have quite a solid backline and goalkeeper. 5 of them are really good. You've got Cindy in the midfield, who holds things. So there's not much wrong with it. It's just that sometimes there are lapses in concentration, and that is where the problems arise from. So those changes, I think, really affected them, and now there is that sense of stability at the back for East Bengal. So I think this is the way to move forward for them. As I said, lots of games to play in the Indian Women's League. And up top is where they need to create a few more chances and try and take them. But all is not lost for East Bengal. They are definitely a side which has potential. It's just about clicking. And that's exactly what Odisha are doing as well. They are clicking ever so well. And it looks like they're going to make another substitution with Banya Kabiraj preparing to come on. There's Cindy again, plays it through. Margaret looking for that layoff towards, I think it was Prameshwari, but could not find her. And then another loose pass. So that being said, Junaid, 5 minutes to go. Looks like Odisha will take the 3 points home. And that will set us up for a cracking encounter. Next time Odisha take the field, they will be travelling to Bangalore to face Kickstart FC. What a game that will be.
Well, definitely yes, and that's going to be a cracker of a game. Not quite sure if that's going to be a goals galore or it's going to be a tactical battle, because both sides set up pretty nice defensively, and yes, of course, Odisha FC are known for their brilliant play overall. Yes, Kartika Angamutu, but Menika had it covered, not letting her go past her. Got about 4 minutes and a bit to be played here, and a change as Grace Honhar has been subbed off, and Banya Kabiraj takes her place on the field. Has had another brilliant game. Grace Honhar was everywhere on the pitch, building up from the back, forming her defensive duties, making those runs towards the left flank at times. Gives her way out to Banya.
Substitution for Odisha, 11 out, 13 in.
There's one thing for Manisha to Sanju Yadav. Tries to lob it inside, but Sindhi picks it up. Pyari for Vinthing opens up nicely towards Malti Munda, who makes a driving run towards the left. Can she get the cross? There's Malik, there's Trisha Malik in front of her. Try to get the cross in, but somehow managed to get it inside the box after that deflection coming in from Trisha Malik. Sanju Yadav backheels it slightly. Margaret couldn't quite get the transition going. East Bengal. It's Menika or Sindhi. Keeps it nice and low. Straight down the line for Margaret. Options towards the left and right. Guest is possessed. There's Winthing now. She's got space in front of her. Options everywhere on the pitch. Decides to go a bit central. A bad first touch there from Pyari Zaza. Now with Malti on the left. Malti with a strike. Pulls out a save from Melody there. They've looked brilliant going forward, Odisha FC Liam, and there was another opportunity on the display. Malti Munda from the left. Got a decent ball in from Winthing Tung, going through with the strike, and Melody had to make a save there. Goes out for another corner.
Yeah, it's very tough to beat Melody from that sort of an angle. Ball comes in again, not the best of ones. Dealt with by Shahena. Sanju Yadav is the one taking the corner. 9th of the day for Odisha. Wanted to take a short one there perhaps, and now I think she has to rethink it. Astam will move on and take it herself. So just a bit of time being wasted towards the end of this game from Odisha FC. And one thing is for sure, I mentioned earlier on that they had kept an eye out on the next game. And that's why a few substitutions have been made. Astam puts the ball in, Sanju was there. Michelle clears it. Margaret gets there first. Astam could not keep it in and gives away a throw. And that is why the likes of Linda and Grace and Indumati have been taken off by Crispin Chetri. He wants them to be fresh. But of course Zaza and Win are still on the field. Malati is doing a great job since she's come on. This is a squad that is competing for the top spot in the Indian Women's League, and the way they are playing, they will take some stopping, which just makes it a mouth-watering encounter when they play Kickstart FC. 5 minutes to play at the end of this one, and Kickstart having 1-4, drawn 1. Odisha FC after this 1-5 out of 5 rather, lost none. That could be, I wouldn't say a title decider so early in the campaign, but definitely a momentum decider. Then we move into the second half of the campaign. A bit of a foul here. Win will decide whether to put this into the area or not. The set pieces have been really good from Odisha. They started off in the 6th minute with that ball from Astam to Julie Kishan. Can they finish it off the same way with a 4th? So far in the campaign. Here is the ball in from Win, and the header from Pyari Zaza. As she tries to get that 4th goal, it was slightly awkward, but just over the top Junaid. And in this second half, they haven't been as clinical as they were in the first.
Well, that's right. Yes, maybe they have got the tempo. They have pulled that foot off the accelerator at the moment, because especially, yes, there's no Indumati as well on the pitch, and no Linda. Just trying to see off the game for the moment, because they have back the 3 points. They'll be ready for the next one, which is going to be a huge battle. Like you mentioned, it's definitely not going to be a title decider so early on, but yes, they have started to distance themselves from the rest. Kickstart as well as Odisha FC. So as we go deeper into the league, these two teams would be more clinical enough in terms of trying to get those points, regardless of how they get it, because sometimes in big leagues you'll have to try and scrape through victories, and that is what they have done with the likes of Setu and Hobbs at times. Odisha FC, they've had their chances, weren't good enough in the final third. In fact, with the clinical finishing that was lacking, but today in the first half they were brilliant, sensational, if I could use the word. As Malti again for Pyari Zaza, cleared out by East Bengal one more time. Kartika Angamutu, but Pyari has gone down on the ground, and physio has been called for. It's going to be a change now. Looks like it's going to be Shreya Huda who's coming off. Shreya Huda couldn't quite keep her first clean sheet. Beg your pardon, 5th clean sheet. It's the first time she conceded, and Sulekha Kanhar comes on the pitch in place of Asta Moran. Just got about 100 seconds left in the match.
Substitution for Odisha.
It's all done away with.
5 and 6. 11.
For East Bengal, bit of positives to take. Cindy was good since she's come on. Shubhani getting a goal. Here's Malti Munda, takes the strike and comes up with a 4th goal. Malti Munda is on the score sheet for the 2nd time this season. Well, there haven't been enough chances created in the second half. That fell nicely for Munda. A good ball from Wintingtung. Shahina there, trying to backtrack a bit. Melody came off her lines, and Malti, with a good finish, smuggles it past the keeper and into the back of the net. That should be game, set and match, Liam, because it was over before, but now is the scoreline that looks a way lot convincing for Odisha FC.
Yeah, Malati deserves it. I think the way she's played since coming on definitely gives the coach a bit of pressure to start her. Maybe not in the next game, but in the future. Came very nicely off the bench, and what a ball from Winton Thang. She has been superb today. What a player she is. Hailing from Myanmar. And a nice little finish there from Malati. Melody could not do anything about it. We have to ask questions there of Shahena, who might not have known that Malati was coming there behind her, and that's why it was a little too relaxed. I think that has gone out of play for what should be a goal kick. That should be that. Opportunity here for Mona Lisa Devi, the substitute goalkeeper, to just get a few minutes under her belt, which will be good for her and for Tuleka Kanhar as well, who was brought on. But what a performance from Odisha FC. And at full time in East Bengal ground, East Bengal can only manage to score the one up against an Odisha FC side who put 4 past them and go top of the table with 5 wins in 5 on 15 points, preparing for a battle versus Kickstart FC in a few days' time, who are on 13 points, just 2 away from them. That will be a superb top of the table clash. And from East Bengal FC's point of view, they will have to go back to the drawing board. Now 5 games and just the 1 victory. They have lost all of their last 4, and now they have to try and get things back to normal versus a Gokulam Kerala side who are also playing quite well. Time for the stats now. East Bengal with 43% possession, 57 from Odisha FC. 22 shots and 4 on target for them. Just the 1 shot on target from East Bengal. Out of the 8 shots they took, 4 fouls from them, 9 from Odisha, 1 yellow card apiece, no red cards, 1 corner from East Bengal, no offsides at all from them. That just shows their intent. And 9 corners from Odisha and 5 offside shows that they were mostly in the attacking sense of things. Shots from East Bengal, 8 of them, none on target. Actually just the 1. Shibani with 3, her shot led to the goal eventually. Sulanjana with 3 and 1 apiece from the rest. 22 shots from Odisha, Win with 6, Zaza with 6, Kartika and Malati with 2, and Grace and Kishan with 1 each. Four fouls from East Bengal: Cindy, Margaret, Michelle and Shibani with 1 apiece. And eventually they were always chasing Odisha and could not catch them throughout the majority of the 90 minutes. 9 fouls from Odisha: Zaza with 3, Win with 2, and Astam, Grace, Kishan and Sanju with 1 apiece. And this is how it stands after 18 matches in the IWL. Kickstart FC, in fact, this is to be updated. Kickstart FC on 13, Odisha FC. Now with this win, will go to 15. East Bengal stay on 6th position. And that sets us up for a brilliant encounter. Kickstart will play host to Odisha FC in a few days' time. And make sure you do not miss that one, because it is the top of the table clash. As we take a look at the highlights at East Bengal ground today, in the 18th match of the season, we got started off by referee Ranjana Devi, and within 6 minutes, a great ball from Asta Morao towards the back post for a finish, a smart finish from Julie Kishan. A big chance there from Kartika, and she went past Melody and could have chipped that under the crossbar. A few shots from Odisha FC, in fact a lot of them you will see testing the likes of Melody. That was a good collection. This one she could not judge, it hit the crossbar and almost was put in by Zaza. After that Indumati took a shot which was straight into the stands. Then one of the goals of the season from Pyari Zaza, scoring her 3rd of the campaign, but definitely the sweetest of strikes from her. Then Win Thuntan came close from the similar position as to which she scored after that. Set up by Linda and just dinked it over a few East Bengal bodies, making it 3-0. Win Thuntan almost getting her fourth of the campaign, hitting this one over the top again. She could have had a hat-trick if she wanted, but what a performance from her. Cutting inside and taking the shot. Indumati pulled all the strings. Kartika set that up for Linda, who put that wide. Pyari Zaza could not hit the target from a closer range this time. That was better defending from Trisha Malik. And at half time, it was 3 goals to the good from Odisha FC. Quickly after that, they almost got number 4. But eventually a missed kick from Margaret and a missed kick from Shivani Devi led to a comedy of errors. And then eventually the touch from Manisha led that into the post for Odisha's first concession of the campaign. They almost got a fourth from 2 headers, first from Win and then from Pyari Zaza, and eventually they did get their fourth, courtesy of a lovely lob ball from Win Thuntan, which was finished beautifully by Malati Munda. And at full time at East Bengal ground, East Bengal getting their 4th loss on the spin as they finish with 1 goal. Odisha FC score 4. And that is all from myself, Liam Bain, and my co-commentator Junaid Ahmed. Thank you for watching as we sign off with East Bengal 1, Odisha FC 4.